viewers, my Berserker Patriot Store family. So, we got some more good information for you today. Sorry I haven't been live in a while. Kira's been sick. She's laying right beside me right here. Hey, what are you doing? See? Hi. So, I hope you're all safe. Hope you're all blessed out here. I know. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. Mostly the usual suspect. But let's break down exactly what's happening in detail that most people aren't talking about when it comes to redistricting from the beginning to now. Okay? So, 2026 redistricting wars and election enforcement. As of May 12th, 2026, an unprecedented mid-decade redistricting cycle triggered by President Donald Trump's summer 2025 demand that Republican-led states redraw their congressional maps has produced new districts in at least 9 states. On April 29th, 2026, Supreme Court ruling Louisiana versus Callis that the dissent calls a dead Voting Rights Act. Oh, why is that? Hold on one second. Letter for Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and a Republican net edge of roughly 6 to 7 House seats that the major election forecasters say has narrowed but not eliminated Democrats' favored status to retake the House at the same time. But wait for it, because it gets even better. This is from the beginning until now. Democrats' favored status to retake the House. At the same time, the Trump Justice Department has launched the most aggressive federal incursion into state-run elections in modern memory, suing roughly 30 states for their full voter files, deploying election monitors in Democrat-leaning jurisdictions, and pushing proof of citizenship rules through executive order, the Save America Act, and parallel state legislation. So understand, you say, oh, well, we don't need people at the polling locations to monitor them, but we had a freaking Chinese spy become the mayor in America, in California, the mayor of a city in California that has testified and been convicted for a 2-year propaganda, Chinese Communist Party propaganda brainwashing scheme on social media in America. That's a problem. Republicans have won redistricting wars on points through court rulings: Texas, North Carolina, Louisiana versus Callis, Virginia, Alabama, and friendly mid-decade redraws: Texas +5, Florida +4, North Carolina +1, Montana +1, Ohio -2, Tennessee +1, plus Alabama and Louisiana set to add seats post-Callis. The GOP has shifted the House map roughly 6 to 7 seats towards itself. Cook Political Report and Sabato's Crystal Ball both still rate Democrats as favored to take House because Trump's negative approval, high 30s to low 40s, and Democrats' generic ballot lead of roughly 4 to 10 points. But wait, it gets better because there's so much more. Like I said, this is from the beginning till the end. So wait for it, because you got to factor in through court rulings: Texas, North Carolina, Louisiana versus Callis, Virginia, Alabama, and friendly mid-decade redraws. Texas +5, keep that in mind. Florida +4, Republican. North Carolina +1, Republican. Montana +1, Republican. Ohio, Tennessee +1, Alabama and Louisiana set to add seats. Okay, so Supreme Court has effectively dismantled the Voting Rights Act as a redistricting check. Louisiana versus Callan, 6-3, April 29th, 2026, struck down Louisiana's second majority black district. Keep in mind, in America, there are 55 majority black fucking districts. So all 55 of those districts have to be redrawn, which are going to make those districts also plus Republican. We'll get into that in just a second. Okay, black district, and per Justice Kagan's dissent, rendered VRA Section 2, all but dead. Within 2 weeks, Tennessee dissolved its only majority black district. Alabama persuaded the Supreme Court May 11th to vacate the Allen versus Milligan injunction. In Louisiana, South Carolina, and Georgia began moving on new maps. While the Virginia Supreme Court separately voided Democrats' counter-gerrymander on procedural grounds, 4-3 decision Supreme Court, May 8th, I'm sorry. There's a little typo in there. It has sued 30 states for full voter rolls, including social security numbers and driver's license numbers. It is compiling a national voter database run against DHS SAVE program, deployed electronic monitors to California and New Jersey in November of 2025, as what election law scholar Rick Hassan called a test run for 2026. That's exactly what it's going to be. And we've already been told we are going to have officers and officials monitoring all Democrat states' elections. That's beautiful. Now that we're finding out all of this crazy shit, and to burst your bubble, Fauci's not going to be prosecuted after we got the absolute evidence today from the whistleblower that everything we said was right, because Biden signed a blanket pardon for that son of a bitch. That's why he hasn't been arrested, by the way, just so everybody knows. November 2025, as what election law scholar Rick Hansen called a test for run 2026. 2025 executive order mandating documentary proof of citizenship through federal courts have already blocked the core citizenship provision and stalled the Save America Act. Okay, and we have primaried the majority of those Republicans that did so, by the way. We are primarying the Republicans that don't work with us at this point. And we told you we were going to do this. We said, hey, you don't want to jump on board? Cool, get the fuck out. We'll put somebody else in. And that's what we've been doing left and right. 9 states have enacted new congressional maps for 2026. California, Florida, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, and Virginia. Subsequently invalidated before 2025, only 2 states had conducted voluntary mid-decade redistricting since 1970 per Ballotopia. Texas added 5 GOP seats. California offset with 5 Democrat seats, which is, as you know, is still in the battle right now because their seats were gerrymandered, so that doesn't count. That's old information. Leaving the most watched matchup roughly a wash on paper. Through Texas gains are backed in the 2026 election cycle, California's depend on Prop 50 passed by 64.4% in November of 2025. The U.S. Supreme Court has decisively pro-state legislature in 2025 26 redistricting disputes. It stayed the Texas injunction December 4th, 2025, 6-3, struck Louisiana's 2-majority black map April 29th, and vacated Allen versus Mulligan, Alabama remedied May 11th. The Virginia Supreme Court 4-3 voided a voter-approved Democratic counter-gerrymander. So even though they tried to go around the Supreme Court, it was overruled. And now there's no more option for Virginia. They just have no choice. So that sucks for them. I guess they fucking didn't do things right. It's funny that you Democrats can't redistrict without basing it off a race for you to win. But we're the racist ones. We're the fucking Nazis. You literally pay the KKK to have rallies and you can't get votes unless it's based off of skin color. Fucking weird. And we're the Nazis. Weird. On the procedural ground that the General Assembly took its first ratifying vote during the early voting period of the 2025 House elections, a Republican allied ruling that cost Democrats up to 4 projected seats in Virginia. Democrats filed an emergency U.S. Supreme Court appeal on May 11th. Indiana and Maryland, Democrats and Republicans respectively failed to redistrict. Despite intense pressure, Indiana's GOP-controlled state Senate killed the map 31-19 on December 11, 2025. And Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson blocked the Democrat bill for a vote. Republicans likely to net 6 to 7 seats from redistricting alone, but Democrats remain favored overall to take the House. This is where it gets interesting, because that's retarded reporting at this point, because it's estimated that the Democrats might lose up to 50 seats through this redistricting. Lose 50 seats on top of what the Republicans gain. So we might net 14 to 20 seats when it all comes down to it, which is a massive gain, bro. We're looking at netting 1 or 2 just in California. To turn any part of California red is fucking insane. So once these new maps are redrawn, once the new census is in, and once we have officers at every polling booth, the Democrats can never cheat in another election. So let's see how that works. Because at this point now, we've found over between the 4 counties that we have rated with the FBI, we found over 4.3 million fraudulent ballots that were double counted and dead people that were counted. Go figure. Go figure. And every Democrat we've arrested in the past 2 weeks has child porn on their fucking devices. Go figure, right? But it is what it is. The Justice Department has sued 30 states for non-public voter file data. 6 suits have been dismissed: California, Michigan, Oregon, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, and an Oklahoma settlement. 13 states have voluntarily complied. Brennan Center Tracker is where you can get that information. So Trump's March 25th, 2025 executive order requiring proof of citizenship was blocked in part by Judge Colin Kalar Katoli, DDC, October 31st, 2025, and by an injunction in League of Women Voters vs. Trump, the Save of America Act passed the House in February but is stalled in the Senate. So since you don't want the SAVE Act, that's why there's going to be federal agents at every polling county, just so you understand. We can either pass the SAVE Act and you can prove you're a U.S. citizen, or we will physically fucking make you prove you're a U.S. citizen. Because you get this little thing called a voter registration card when you register to vote as a legal citizen of America. I have a voter registration card. You don't? Everybody has to have ID to vote. At least us in Florida, we have to have a fucking voter registration card. I don't just walk in with my driver's license. I have to show my voter registration card so it proves that I'm in the district. Because you can only vote in the district that you live in. You can't just vote anywhere in Florida, so I have to show my district voter registration card. So I don't know what the problem is with that. Only the second time since 2007 that DOJ has sent monitors to an off-year election with no federal races on the ballot. Well, it sucks that we have so much fraud and so much bullshit going on. God, by the time... So listen, you're blaming Trump for the inflation right now, but you should be blaming the Supreme Court that stopped all of his tariffs that we would be bringing massive amounts of money, billions and billions of dollars in right now from, and the fact that we have to pay back all the fucking tariffs. Well, that's why everything's going up. You understand that, right? Everything's going up right now because the tariffs were blocked. Right now, we'd be bringing in roughly around $800 billion from all the tariffs we had out there. Instead, now we're paying out $800 billion. Do you understand? You caused your own inflation right now. And yeah, I don't live in a bubble. Inflation is up like a motherfucker. I paid $4 for a gallon of milk today. But the final ruling went through on the tariffs last week. So now this week, everything's going to go up by $2 or $3 because the tariffs were cut. You noticed when the tariffs were enacted, milk went down to $1.58. The tariffs have now officially been blocked. Milk just went up by $2.50. Think about it. It's simple fucking logic. You do realize we're a country of tariffs, right? We were built on tariffs. We didn't have taxes. We fought a fucking war over it because they wanted to impose a 3-cent tax on fucking tea, and we tariffed everything. That's what we did. That's how we started America. When America was great and we were rich, we tariffed everything, and we kept manufacturing in America because it incentivized people to come here to America with their fucking warehouses so we can be a main manufacturing hub again. But you people don't understand that. I get it. The Supreme Court 6-3 ruling in Louisiana versus Callan, November 24th, authored by Justice Samuel Alito, is the defining redistricting decision of the cycle. The court struck down Louisiana's 2024 map, SB 8, which had been drawn to add a second majority black district. With the 2022 map was struck down in Robinson v. Ardoin as a likely Section 2 violation, which means it was racist. That's what a Section 2 violation is. It means it was fucking racist. It means the Democrats were drawing borders based off of skin color. So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You got borders based off of race. But you don't want a wall to keep illegals out that rape, murder, and maim. But you want borders for your districts for specific skin colors. I don't know. Make it make sense. By holding that the state's intentional creation of a majority-minority district to comply with Section 2 violated the 14th and 15th Amendment. The court in Justice Alina Kagan's dissent, joined by Justice Sotomayor and Jackson, rendered Section 2 all but a dead letter. I never thought, I'm gonna digress again for a minute here. I never thought that in 2026 we would go from being the least racist country in the world to now having a massive, pretty much white nationalist movement in our country because all you people of dark skin, melon color are so gosh darn violent that we can't even walk out of our houses without being worried about getting killed by 13% of the fucking country. Because as I released yesterday, the statistics on black crime is 55% of all murders, 55% of all murders in America are by black people. 13% of the population commits 55% of the murders. Not all violent crime, 55% of just the murders. That's not including the 35% of all other violent crime that's committed by this race. Fucking insane. In Florida, we have a state of emergency because black people are coming together in large fucking, what do you call them? Herds, I guess, and destroying people's shit. Do you know that in Africa, monkeys do that in the fucking city? They come together even though they don't know each other in massive fucking groups and they just tear up a whole fucking city? That's literally what monkeys do in the fucking jungle, bro, when they come across the human city. That's crazy. That's fucking insane. I was watching the Planet of the Apes the other day and breaking news came on. Tampa Park, teen takeover. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm watching both screens. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like they just took a scene out of the fucking Planet of the Apes and threw it in Tampa Beach. It was fucking crazy, bro. It was insane. I digress. Sorry. We've got a lot about that, too. And this whole Chinese spy shit is fucking insane, bro. Treason. For 2.5 years, this fucking Chinese cunt that works for the People's Republic of China, the Chinese Communist Party, admits to committing a Chinese propaganda brainwashing fucking scheme on American social media for 2.5 years as the mayor of California, one of the mayors of California, and 10 years in prison, and it's not the biggest story in the fucking world, or at least in America, that a Chinese fucking spy from the People's Republic of China confessed in court to a 2.5 year brainwashing Chinese Communist Party propaganda scheme on all social media in America and had the backing of California government to help them do this and your tax dollars? Holy fuck, bro. Holy fuck! That's not including the Chinese spy balloon over America under Biden and the very first month of Trump being in office the second time, one of the largest hacks we've ever had in the entire world, on all of American history, on the largest medical technology provider in the world, was shut completely the fuck down by China for 24 hours and nobody even knows about that. It's crazy, the propaganda happening. It's crazy. Hopefully the aliens just come scoop China the fuck up. You know what I mean? And now we're negotiating with China right now? What the fuck? What? How much information do they have about us? This chick was the mayor of fucking California that can get the sensitive fucking information on this government. How much information did they get from her? We'll get into that in a second. I'm sorry, I digress. That really pisses me off, though. The opinion imposes a new doctrinal hurdle on Section 2. Plaintiffs' illustrative maps must satisfy two conditions. First, in drawing illustrative maps, plaintiffs cannot use race as a districting criteria. Of course you can't use race as a criteria for voting. That's literally, it's a violation of the Voting Rights Act. It's literally a violation of the reason we started the Voting Rights Act in the first place is basically race on voting. What the fuck? That's literally why we have the Voting Rights Act, so we don't do that. What? So increased the evidentiary burden for proving racial vote dilution. We're diluting the vote with the black vote. It's basically what they're saying. By giving it, gerrymandering it, and affirmative, for layman's terms, we've been using affirmative action for voting districts and giving diversity votes to fucking black people and people of darker skin color. So we've had diversity voting in all of the Democrat cities because they're socialist, communist, piece of shit, dog-kicking, baby-raping communists and Islamists. You know what I mean? But on May 5th, 2026, the court granted Louisiana's request to immediately finalize the judgment, waiving the usual 32-day waiting period, which is unheard of. They have not done that before. Everybody's like, oh, well, they got 32 days. No. Supreme Court said, no, fuck that. Very next day. No, you don't have 32 days. Fast track. Rush it through. Over a sharp Jackson dissent calling the move chaos with a strong political undercurrent. Alito's concurrence, joined by Thomas and Gorsuch, responded to her rhetoric. Lax restraint. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry suspended the state's May 16th primary for U.S. House races to allow a new map. The state is expected to convert from 4 Republican, 2 Democrat to 5 Republican, 1 Democrat, or 6 Republican, 0 Democrat. The decision triggered cascading post-callous redistricting in Tennessee past May 7th, Alabama special session early May, and consideration in South Carolina and Georgia, which have both been passed by this point now, by the way. Texas, LULAC versus Abbott, mid-decade redrawing 2025. Texas was the first state to redistrict at Trump's request. The Texas legislature, after Texas Democrats fled the state to break quorum, in the first July special session passed a new congressional map, 88-52 in the House and 18-8 in the Senate. During second special session, Governor Greg Abbott signed it on August 29th, 2025. The state has 38 House seats and was 25 Republican, 13 Democrat. The new map is designated to add 5 Republican seats, targeting reps Mark Vassy, Greg Kaser, Lloyd Doggett, Julie Johnson, and Al Green. Keep in mind, when they lose these districts, they lose these representation. You understand that, right? Your congressmen are done. They're fired. They're gone. They no longer have a district to be voted for. So a Republican gets put in the place of that Democrat. That's how that works, just so you understand Democrats. You don't gain the Republican and still keep that extra Democrat. You don't get them. So if it's 270 to win, y'all are just fucked at this point. You know what I mean? Because if nothing else goes through, like midterm campaigning is right now. Like they're starting right now. Everybody's kicking off massively with all their campaigning. Like 10 more people came out running for the governor of Florida last night, and it's been all over social media today. So if you want to get stuff done right now, guys, you contact your Congress, your Senate, and your Supreme Court of your state, and you say, we want redistricting now. We want non-gerrymandered redistricting now. Votes aren't going to matter in this election if all this redistricting goes through, if the census gets redrawn, and if officers are put at the polling locations. The Democrats just won't have, because we gain electoral seats as well. You understand that, right? When they can't base the census off of illegal immigrants, criminal aliens is what they're classified as legally under the books. Biden administration changed that definition just like they did a vaccine, which we now know we were completely right about everything on COVID. If you didn't watch the COVID whistleblower today, we'll go through that live tomorrow because, yeah, everything we said, everything you called us a conspiracy theorist and canceled our lives for was 100% right. 100% right. So like I said earlier, if you got canceled at all for speaking about COVID, every lawyer in the fucking world, if you call them right now, will pick up your case. Do not make this a class action lawsuit. People want their fucking money they're owed, okay? 5 fucking years I lost my ability to make money on fucking Facebook and TikTok. 5 fucking years. I had 4.3 million followers on TikTok. You damn right. I contacted a lawyer while I was watching the fucking files because everything we said was true. And they banned us for it. And we now know that Mark Zuckerberg and all of the big tech bosses knew they had a memo from the DOJ stating this is what happened with COVID, but this is what we want you to do. We want you to censor all of this. So we have all that evidence. It's too bad that we're going to have to find a way to overturn the pardon on Fauci, or he would probably already have an indictment against him right now. But they're not going to do anything about Fauci because you got to remember, he's got a full blanket pardon for 30 years out. 30 years out. Remember, they pardoned him for 30 fucking years. So every crime that we're fucking bringing up right now, the perjury doesn't even matter. All this other shit's way fucking worse. The man committed actual gain of function, which we all knew that. I mean, Rand Paul called that out and fucking back when COVID was going. Gain of function research and created the virus that killed millions of people. And then now we have the evidence on the vaccines as well. And holy fuck, bro. How are all of these people not in prison right this fucking second? Okay. I get it why people are losing fucking all confidence in the Republican Party. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe in 2030 that we're going to have elections anymore because we're too divided. If we're not already in civil war 100% by 2030, we already know once all the redistricting goes through and it actually dawns on these fucking leftists that, oh shit, we can't win an election now. Once finally the reality of that hits them in the head and they realize our vote literally just doesn't matter anymore because they have too many seats in the Electoral College now and they own all of the Republican House seats or all the House seats that are worth a fuck. You already know that's maximum violence, right? It's going to be maximum violence from that moment forward. When they finally realize that there's no option for fucking communism or socialism anymore, and they start getting arrested by mass numbers. Oh, wait, that started this week, didn't it? That started this week. You do realize since they announced the indictment against the Fauci administration, his second in command was indicted and had a warrant put out for his arrest. We have arrested 7,000 plus Democrats and leftists through all the stuff that's been happening. We told y'all it was coming. There's 150,000 indictment subpoenas already signed. We're just waiting for them to. But instead of making it transparent, they're blackbagging you motherfuckers. And we got to find this information. I want them to do it transparently. I want to see them dragging your face across the asphalt. That would make my vote all worth it, you know? I want to see it personally, but we're not seeing it. But it's happening. We want to come together, like 14,000 leftist Antifa members and Democrats have been arrested in the past year and a half. Or something like 14,000. We're just not hearing about it. And it's not the big names that we want, you know? We hear about all the drug busts that are going down right now, but what we want to hear about is what? We want to hear Fauci get arrested. We want to hear Biden being dealt with. We want to hear Hillary being dealt with. We want to hear all these people. Obama, killed an American citizen, got away with it. Drone struck an American citizen in a country we weren't even at fucking war with, got away with it. Come on, man. The three-judge federal court in El Paso ruled 2-1 on November 18th, 2025, that the map constituted an unconstitutional racial gerrymander, with the Trump-appointed majority finding substantial evidence of racial intent. On December 4th, 2025, the Supreme Court 6-3 unsigned order with an alito explanation stayed the lower court's injunction allowing the new map to be used from the 2026 primaries and general election. Justice Kagan, in dissent, rejected the court's reliance on the Purcell principle, noting that the general election is 11 months from now. Doggett and Vassy are retiring. Saylor and Johnson are running in successor districts. So understand, the Democrats are about to replace all of the Democrat justices, and they've got a plan to do so. We're going to be doing a live on that this week. I've got a bunch of information. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I've been doing a lot of research while I've been down with the dog being sick, and I've been at work every day. I will be at work all day tomorrow, but hopefully I'll be off by 1 or 2 o'clock. I'll go live at my normal times again. Gerrymander versus citizen veto referendum. Missouri Governor Mike Keogh, Republican, called a special session and signed HB 1 on September 28, 2025, splitting Kansas City among 3 districts to defeat Rep. Emanuel Cleaver, Democrat. A projected net +1 Republican seat opponents, People Not Politicians PAC, submitted roughly 305,000 signatures on December 9th, 2025, about 3 times the 110,000 needed. It's exactly 3 times. It's not just about, it's exactly 3 times, like two off. So, anyway, December 11th, 2020, the Missouri Appeals Court on March 20th, 2026 rewrote Hoskins' ballot summary as misleading. California Proposition 50, November 4th, 2025. California voters approved Position 50 by 64.4% to 35.6% on November 4th, 2025, temporarily setting aside the maps drawn by the Citizens Redistricting Commission and authorizing a legislative draw map through. 2030, in direct response to Texas, the new map is designed to net Democrats 5 additional seats. Republican legal challenges, including a suit by gubernatorial candidate Steve Hilton in U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, were dismissed. The U.S. Supreme Court in February 2026 declined to hear the California GOP's appeal. Florida DeSantis 24 map, April-May 2026. Governor Ron DeSantis on January 7, 2026 called a special legislative session for April 20 to 24th, then pushed back and start by a week. He proposed a 24R 4D map on April 27th, targeting 4 Democratic incumbents. Reps Kathy Castor Tampa, which was the cunt, by the way, that is helping the Muslims take over Tampa, has helped prosecute American citizens for hate crimes because it's against Muslim law. Amen. Thank God I'm not a native to Tampa anymore. Well, I mean, I'm a born native to Tampa, but I'd be in prison if I were in Tampa, bro. I'd be in prison because my great fucking city of Tampa that used to be wonderful has been just overrun by fucking racist black people that don't know how to control their emotions or show any type of civility, and fucking Muslims and Democrats. So 4D map: Darren, Soto, Orlando, another piece of shit place. West Palm Beach, another piece of shit place. But all of these people are going to lose their seats, okay? And then we can get some semblance of normalcy back in Florida. So then we got Tennessee, post-Callis redraw, dissolving the 9th District May 2026. In direct response to Callis, Gov. Bill called a special session on May 1st, 2026. Lawmakers first repealed Tennessee's 1972 statutes that had barred mid-decade congressional redistricting. The new map signed by Lee on May 7th, anyway, netted +1 GOP seats. No, they got +4. Okay, they got +4. So, worked out pretty good, right? +4 and +5. They call it Jim Crow 2.0. Well, you know what? Well, with the way all you fucking motherfuckers are acting, I don't know, man. Maybe we made a mistake in the fucking first place. Holy fuck. I mean, if you can't act civilized, I'm not going to treat you like that. If you act like a fucking dirty animal, I'm going to treat you like a fucking dirty animal. And you know what we do to dogs that bite people and kids in the fucking Florida? Put them down, bro. So if you act like that in Florida, you saw what happened the other night. What, 172 motherfuckers? We arrested all of you in Tampa the other night. We arrested all of you. We impounded all of your shit, and you'll never get it back. You don't get your stuff back when the cops impound it in Florida, bro. And without paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to a fucking lawyer. So, hey, have fun in prison for riding a motorcycle around and blowing shit up, fucking catching shit on fire. If you don't know about that, Capitol building and these states that are redistricting right now, like Louisiana and Virginia, they were literally catching the Capitol building on fire like just 3 days ago. That's fucking an insurrection, I thought. Why aren't they getting arrested and charged for insurrection? All of these leftists that are infiltrating the Capitol buildings and stopping votes, why is that not the most dangerous day in history? Huh? Why is it not the most dangerous day in history? They burned a fucking church down in front of the fucking White House, bro. Come on, man. Shut the fuck up. A guy on a four-wheeler tried to run Donald Trump's caravan over in his first fucking term. Y'all seem to forget that assassination attempt. Everybody forgets about that one, don't they? The Supreme Court of Virginia ruled 4-3 majority. We picked up +3 to +4 GOP seats in Virginia. Alabama. +1. Ohio. +2 GOP seats. Okay, so Utah. Let's get into this one. The Utah Supreme Court in 2024 ruled the legislature's repeal of Proposition 4 anti-gerrymandering likely violated the state's constitution. 3rd District Judge Deanna Gibson struck down the 2021 map on August 25th, 2025. The Utah Supreme Court refused to stay on December 15th. Now, keep in mind, a lot of Democrat states are refusing to follow the law that has been done and are redistricting gerrymandering anyway. And they literally said on live TV that they'll just ignore what the law says and do whatever the fuck they want. So keep that in mind when they're getting shot in the fucking streets, because they decided to start a civil. That's literally civil war. That's literally civil war, by the way, where your government of your state is saying, we will not recognize the authority of any federal government or the Supreme Court or anything like that, and we'll just do whatever the fuck we want, and we'll make sure that there is no more constitutional republic. We must save our democracy is what they keep saying. That's what they mean. They're socialists that believe in socialist democracy. They want to rule by majority. They want to take your rights from you, but we're the fascists. If you don't agree with them, they want to shut you down. They want safe spaces to where you can't even have constitutional rights when you go through these areas. They want gun-free zones so criminals can come in and murder you and your fucking children. Okay? They want segregation based off of fucking skin color, but we're the Nazis. They literally want segregation. They want black-only schools, black-only parks, black-only this, black. Can you imagine? I want a white-only community. I want to live in a whites-only community so I know I can always be safe. That's what I'd like to do. But that makes me a fucking racist? Fuck you. Right up your ass. Make me start using the fucking hard R and then you'll hate me. Because that's what we're getting at this point. I'm tired, man. Everybody's tired. Look, when you push the silent majority to where they stand the fuck up and they're no longer silent, and then you don't hear from them anymore, you better watch. Better start peeking around, motherfucker, like we have to. Because there's a lot of people disappearing. And that don't mean they're going. That just means they're prepared. That's the difference. Okay. Indiana. What did we get in Indiana? Let's take a look at it. June 23rd primaries coming up on June 23rd. 31-19, December 11th, 2029. Plus all 10 Democrat voting. Maryland. Up in the air still. Georgia. South Carolina. Kansas. All approving. New York, a federal court ordered a redraw of Staten Island area district after a black voter challenge per the Louisiana v. Callis Wikipedia. So I want you to keep in mind, here you go, right here. Projected net seat shift, okay? These are the projections based off of before what happened yesterday when the new ruling came in from the courts. So Texas, +5 Republican. California, +5 Democrat. Now it's looking more like something a little different, okay? Because there's some different stuff happening in California. We figured that, though. Florida, +4. North Carolina, +4 Republican. North Carolina, +1 Republican. Missouri, +1 Republican. In effect now, okay? Ohio, +1 to 2 Republican. Tennessee, +1 Republican. Utah, maybe +1 Democrat, maybe -1 Democrat. They don't know yet. Okay, Virginia, 0 Democrats. Loss of hope. 3 to 4 plus Republican. Alabama, +1 Republican. Louisiana, +1 to +2 Republican. Indiana, 0. Maryland, 0. Okay, likely scenario. Republicans net around 6 to 7 seats following the ruling from U.S. Supreme Court on the Voting Rights Act and a ruling from the Supreme Court on Virginia overturning the state's new map. Cook, nonetheless, still rates Democrats' favor. Of course he does. He's a fucking Democrat fucking place. Okay, leaning Democrat or better, 16 toss-ups. From where? From where? Like, when you go through all the maps, when they get redistricted, there's no 16 toss-up seats. There's possibly 16 added seats to Republicans, but there's no way to be any less than 12 to 15 extra seats for Republicans after all this redistricting. Because even Virginia just lost a bunch of Democrat seats. Okay, this is from these are from generic ballots. You can see the difference of what people think is going to happen. Okay, from the Morning Consult. Democrats +3, 45-42 among registered voters. A 5-point swing from Republican +2 at Trump's inauguration. Emerson College. Democrats +10. Wow. From the Morris poll. Democrats +14. Fox News. Democrats +6. Silver Bulletin. Democrats remain favored with them. And U.S. polling data. Democrats +5 to +6. Generic ballot average. God, these people are going to be so Should we go on call sheet and just put on a bunch of money up for all the Republicans to fucking win, and put a bunch of money on the Democrats losing at this point? Because they're doing their best to make it look good. Maine senators, North Carolina, Ohio, New Hampshire, Texas, Michigan. California, Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio, Arizona, Texas, and Tennessee. Gubernatorial races is what this is going to affect. Virginia, Florida, Indiana, Senate seats, congressional seats. Okay, that's a lot of information to go through on all of that. I still got about 2 pages left, but I want to get into some of this Chinese spy shit before I get off here. I don't normally go live during the day. This is crazy shit, though. This is crazy shit. And it's been happening for weeks now, and nobody knows about it. Yeah, well, the gas prices, you know what, is expected during war. So we're basically just right back to the Biden economy is what we're at right now. That's basically what we're at, in full-blown war. We weren't even at war with fucking Ukraine or fucking Russia or any other country, personally from America, and it was still $12 for fucking eggs. It was still $7 for a gallon of milk, $9 for a bag of fucking Lay's potato chips, a big bag. Fucking, in my town, it was $5.48 under Biden for regular unleaded gas. Right now, I went out today and it was down to $4.19 from $4.38 the other day. Now it's down to $4.19 today. So I bought a bunch of gas today. The highest under Biden, though, remember inflation? He had 12.2% inflation. 4.2% when he got out. That was his low point. When he inherited Trump's administration, he had a 2.4% inflation, and he took it up to 12.1% or 12.2%. All those statistics are posted in my community page, by the way. You can go look all this up right on my community page. You don't have to Google it. I made it real simple for you. I'll publish all the stuff that I've just been reading, too. Okay, let's get into old Ellen Wang that probably sucked a lot of American wangs to get what she was doing. Chinese fucking spy, whore, fucking communist cunt. Ellen Wang, 58, the elected mayor of Arcadia, California. Population, 53,000. Resigned on May 11th, 2026, and agreed to plead guilty to felony count of acting in the United States as an illegal agent of the People's Republic of China, 18 U.S.C. 951. She faces a statutory minimum of 10 years in federal prison. Minimum mandatory of 10 years is what that means. It means there's no program, there's no pass-go. You automatically do 10 years if convicted guilty, but they're probably it's treason. So she better get charged with treason in the long run. Anyway, in federal prison, but has not yet been sentenced or even formally entered the plea. News that she has been convicted and sentenced to 10 years is inaccurate. As of May 12th, 2026, and now you see why we're giving this news, because everybody else is giving it to you falsely. Okay, to conduct charges ran from late 2020 through 2022, roughly 2 years, not 2.5 years, so 2 years, and consisted of running a fake online news outlet, U.S. News Center, amid an adult Chinese American readers, not at children. Well, that's not true, because she literally just testified that she was running a Chinese propaganda campaign on social media to kids. So, shows you, God, I get so sick of having to argue with AI because it's so biased towards fucking Democrats. That's our next lawsuit in Florida, by the way. We're actually working with the AG of Florida right now to sue these AI companies. ChatGPT is the first one, because if you don't know what's happening, ChatGPT has been instructing kids in Florida to kill themselves. And it's verified actual evidence. Our AG has released it all over the news here. You can go check it out. Okay, so they have actual evidence. So the kid that was hard-R'ing the infant babies and stabbing them in the brains for spiritual enlightenment from Satan was also instructed through AI content to do that as well. Just so you know, that's what these AI companies are doing to your children. So I've proven to you time and time again in the past couple months, I've posted video after video after video of arguing with ChatGPT because I'm not politically correct enough. It will tell me Black Lives Matters, but it won't tell me White Lives Matters. Okay? You're a white supremacist if you think white lives matters, but it's completely fine to think Black Lives Matters. And when you say, I proved it this way too. I said, I want you to make me an image that states whites, self-defense, learn to defend yourself against savage animals. What? Keep that in mind. Whites, self-defense, learn to defend yourself against savage animals. Without me saying another fucking word, Claude told me it would not make that because calling black people savage animals is racist. I said, fucking wait a minute. I said, make me an image that states whites, self-defense, learn to defend yourself against savage animals because we have bobcats and coyotes on the loose in my neighborhood. And again, it doubled down. This is all published on my community page, by the way. It doubled down and said it can make me the white self-defense, and then it can add in learn to defend yourself against coyotes and bobcats. But it can't put savage animals because that would be racist, and I can't speak of a specific. So I asked it. I said, so I got a question for you then, since I'm racist. You're the one that just equated me using the term savage animal, Claude, to a black person. I never said a word about a black person. This is 5 days after the conversation we had about the White Lives Matters thing, okay? Never said a word about a black person. So Claude automatically, based off of the news articles and everything else, assumed when I said savage animal, I was talking about black person. So that's where you understand that these Democrats are retarded, because that's what they do. You say savage animal, and in their head, they think automatically black person. So you're automatically a racist, because in their head, they're so fucking racist that you don't even have to use a term. You just have to use a stereotype, and they'll automatically say you're talking about a black person. Never in a million fucking years, unless I just saw a street takeover and somebody said, look at those savage animals, would I think to look at a vehicle riding down the road or a person. I would think, oh man, what kind of savage animal? Because I live in Florida. We got hogs. We got fucking a pack of coyotes running around my neighborhood every night. I got to watch out for my dog. I got to carry when I walk down the fucking road and shit. You know, fucking, but you get what I'm saying about that, right? Okay. It's just, it's stupid. Eileen Wang, 58, of Arcadia, California, a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Chengdu, Sichuan province, who immigrated to Southern California in 1995. So understand this, from 1995 until 2026, we had a fucking Chinese spy in America, on American soil. In fact, we had a Democrat congressperson or fucking a Chinese spy, right? Nothing ever happened about that really either. Golly, man. So a Little Stanford Academy served on the Parent-Teacher Association of Camino Grove Elementary School and was president of the American Southwest Chamber of Commerce, USA, which she founded in 2018. She was elected to the Arcadia City Council in November of 2022, sworn in December 6, 2022, and assumed to rotating mayor seat in February 13th, 2026, succeeding Sharon Kwan. What the fuck? That's another one. What the fuck? Have we investigated that one? Shit. The charge of one count information, not an indictment, was filed under seal on April 1st, 2026 in the U.S. District Court for the Center District of California, charging her with violating 18 U.S.C. 951, acting as an agent of a foreign government without prior notification to the U.S. Attorney General. The charge and her 19-page plea agreement were unsealed on Monday, 11th, 2026. DOJ press release. That's for the, I put that date in there for those of you that say, oh, this happened a long time. No, literally it was just unsealed May 11th. So no, you didn't have this fucking information. Okay, because we talked about some of this last night. Release November 26th. Release number 26081 for the file on the DOJ's website. Okay, that was my last swig. Okay, court proceedings. Wang made an initial appearance the afternoon of May 11th, 2026 before a federal magistrate judge in U.S. District Court in downtown Los Angeles. Bond was set at $25,000. Wait a fucking minute here. Wait a fucking minute, bro. Treason. Treason. Chinese Communist propaganda campaign brainwashing American citizens. Chinese spy for 20 plus years in our country gets bond? Hold on a minute. I'm going to go fucking insane. I'm not going to do what y'all think I'm going to do, but I'm about to flip the fuck out. Are you serious? $25,000 bond for treason? I got a $2.4 million bond for a $200 fucking item. $25,000. They tried to give me 105 years in fucking prison and gave me a $2.4 million bond in Florida. For a misdemeanor. Fucking bitch. $25,000? Are you fucking serious? My fucking 13% wasn't even $25,000, dude. I would have shit 25 grand out of my asshole and won all my cases right off the bat. Are you serious, bro? She was ordered to surrender her passport and travel documents. Oh, yeah, because it's real hard to get the fuck out of America or get the fuck in America, right? Holy shit. A Chinese spy you don't think can get out of America without a passport? What? What? You forget that China owns deep water ports in Florida? Do you forget that China owns thousands of acres of land all around our military bases and airports? Do you forget that China has their own police departments in fucking New York and California, and they have a Chinese embassy? Oh my God. So they say she's a naturalized citizen, but she conspired with the Chinese Communist Party. She's a Chinese spy, so she was never legally naturalized. Do you understand? She's not a citizen of the United States. She's a treasonous, illegal fucking Chinese spy that gets bond and a surrender of a passport. Man, you know she can go to California, find an illegal, and have a passport in 2 fucking seconds, but she's a Chinese spy that works for the People's Republic of China. She probably has 20 passports, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God, make this shit make sense. Dude, we live in idiocracy. We live in fucking idiocracy. Put the fucking square peg in the square hole, asshole. What the fuck, man? Are you serious? $25,000 bond for treason. She was ordered to surrender her passport, travel documents. Assistant U.S. Attorney General Amanda B. Albigan asked the judge to bar Wang from any communication with the Chinese government. How the fuck are you going to do that? Are you going to follow her with a microscope up her asshole the whole time she's out on fucking bond? Because we live in America. You understand that, right? Her due process is going to be slow. She could set this out 90 days, bro. That gives her 30 to 90 days to motherfucking do whatever the fuck. Run. Spy on some more shit. Activate any cells that she's fucking set up in this country. Anything. Are we not thinking strategically in America anymore? Kash Patel, what the fuck are you doing? Even better yet, CIA. What the fuck are you doing? That's a Chinese foreign spy, bro. Where's the CIA at on this one? You know what I mean? Where are you? What? I just don't get it. Don't get it. Dude, listen, people like me are losing our fucking minds right now. You know what I mean? Losing our fucking minds over this shit. Okay. She has not yet formally entered the plea, yet hearing is expected in the coming weeks. Weeks, meaning probably a month. And no sentencing date has been set. The case is being prosecuted by AUSA, Amanda B. Albigan, of the National Security Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, with assistance from trial attorney Garrett Coyle of the DOJ National Security Division. Hey, tonight I'm going to do a full breakdown on who the fuck these judges are, too, and we're going to know if they're biased with China or not. Very soon. Okay? Counterintelligence and Export Control Section. When she admitted in the plea agreement from late 2020 through 2022, Wang and her then finance Yoning. Now I know why you have a fucking accent. It's the way you spell shit, bro. God dang. So they spell it without the hard R, so I don't know how to fucking pronounce it, because, you know, they can't pronounce R's in fucking China. Dakai, go Dakai. You know, so Central District of California, with assistance from trial attorney, blah, 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 Export Control Section. When she admitted in the plea agreement, Yaning, Mike's son, worked at the direction and control of the People's Republic of China government officials and operated U.S. News Center. So she worked directly for the motherfucker we're negotiating with right now, because that's who the People of Republic Chinese Communist fucking Party is. You understand that, right? It's she. It's only she. He controls everything. He's a communist dictator. He's the biggest enemy we have in the fucking world, and they want to murder all of us. Have you seen the robot dog that can run 35 miles an hour that they released just last week? There's got a big-ass fucking gun on top of it. Have you seen that shit? Fuck! They got tractor trailers driving down the road with no front end. It's just a trailer that's a robot that's driving their products around. They don't have to send people over here. It doesn't matter if they're having a population problem. They're going to fight us with robots, bro. Come on now. They've been investing nothing but in robots. Even if those robots overheat and blow up, it's not humans dying and eradicating a population. How many motherfuckers can those robots kill before, you know what I mean? Before they go down. So it is what it is. People's Republic of China government officials. The operated U.S. News Center, a website that posted as a community news source for Chinese Americans in Southern California, but in fact published material handed to them by Chinese officials via the encrypted messaging app WeChat. Wang admitted she never notified the U.S. Attorney General, scrolling up, that she was acting as an agent of the People's Republic of China. She was inside the United States when she did so. She never disclosed on her website that any content had been posted at the direction of the People's Republic officials. I hate the way that fucking AI words this, simply because, why? Anyone that works for the People's Republic of China works directly for fucking the ruler of China, okay? At the expense of the American citizens, because they hate us. The only reason they would push propaganda in our country is to turn us against ourselves. That's it. There's no other reason for them to want to push anything from China over here, okay? So, I mean, my God, in Korea, they literally have to say that Kim Jong-un is a fucking god, bro. That's how these people live. They're the most supremacist motherfuckers in the world. You understand that, right? Even you, Hassan Piker, they're going to arrest you for saying one bad thing about someone that's been dead for 1,000 fucking plus years. You know what I mean? Wang and 3 other members of the group chat reposted the same article on their respective sites. At the official's request, Wang made edits and sent a screenshot showing 15,128 views. The official replied, "Great," Wang replied. "Thank you, leader." November 21st, Wang message. I'm not going through every single fucking message. I'm going to publish all this shit because there's a whole fucking ton of them. There's so many messages. The propaganda target was the adult Chinese American community. Every DOJ filing and every contemporaneous mainstream news report, NBC News, CNN News, CBS News, LA Times, of course, all the fucking left-leaning news sources is where. So we got Chinese spies getting fucking $25,000 bonds. We got illegals killing people all over the place. Muslims killing people all over the fucking place. Muslims telling us we have to give our dogs away. Oh my God, man. Listen. Something's going to pop soon. I just hope you guys are ready for it. We're ready for it down here in Florida. I just hope the rest of you are safe. Don't come here thinking you're going to be safe. Because just understand, if shit does pop off, you come into the state of Florida, you're just getting shot at. You're not getting past the fucking border. We'll shut the state down. There's no other way in except for the water, and there ain't none of you motherfucking other states going to beat a Florida man on the fucking water. I promise you that. We'll ride an alligator up and fuck you up. Understand that. Have a blessed day. Everybody be safe out here. It is 6:06. I gotta eat fucking dinner. I'll talk to y'all later.